Hi students, now let's start a new chapter in arithmetic, that is problems based on ages. Alright, this chapter is one of the very important chapters for you, and moreover interesting also. Very interesting. If you understand the concept in a proper way, this chapter, I'm telling you, you can enjoy questions from this chapter in the practice sessions as well as in the examination. Alright. What is there in this chapter? How to go for this one? Let us start from that one. Okay. See students, most of the cases in this one, almost the type of questions, means the models are very limited models in this one. Everything is based on, almost every question is based on ratios. Most of the cases are, we can convert that one to ratio. So if you want to do this chapter, questions from this chapter, it is advisable to first watch the videos of ratio and proportion. Once you finish ratio and proportion, then you go for this chapter or start this chapter so that you can have some ease on the questions. Alright, now here, whatever it may be, the chapter, how we discuss generally, we will start from the basics. Always remember, not only this chapter, you take any other chapter in reasoning, quant, even English also, we should learn the basics first, because if the basics are clear, we will get the concept. Once the concept is clear, we will get the accuracy. Once the accuracy is clear, we can get the speed. This is what exactly they are asking in the examination. Speed and accuracy are required for you in the exam. For that reason, let us go for the fundamentals of this chapter, right? So how this question should be started, all right, and how we need to initiate first of all, right? What could be the basics and fundamental of this one? I'll give you a small example. With the help of that one, almost we can have the clarity on the fundamentals there. Let's take in this way. For example, two persons are there, right? By name A and B. We'll take A and B. Two persons are there. All right. Now A is at present. At present we take A is 8 years old, right? And B is 10 years old. All right. If they ask after 2 years, what is the age of A and B respectively? So we can definitely say that after 2 years, right, 2 years will be increased for A to become 10 years, and again 2 years will be increased for B to become 12 years. All right. Next, after another 2 years from then, what would be the age of A? 10 plus these 2 years, obviously 12 years. 12 plus these 2 years, obviously this is 14 years. If they ask after 2 more years, what is the age of A? It will become 14 and 16 and so on. Alright, means what does it mean? When there is a gap of 2 years, right, these 2 years are same for A as well as B. For that matter, any person on the earth, 2 years should be added. But in the first, at present, A and B, 8 and 10. Next, after 2 years, it has become 10 and 12. In terms of the age, definitely the age is changed. If we want to examine this one in terms of a ratio, if that is the ratio, you see, A and B, in terms of ratio of A is to B's age, here it is 4 is to 5. The minimum ratio, right? But when it comes to after 2 years, the gap is same for both the persons, right? But the ratio has changed. What is the ratio here? It will become 5 is to 6. Next, the ratio will become 6 is to 7. Next, the ratio will become 7 is to 8 and so on. Means what is the meaning of this one? Age gap between these two is 2 years only. Age gap in the sense between two events I'm talking about, right? From here to here for this person, 2 years gap. From here to here for this person, again 2 years gap. Age gap, this gap, rather we can say this one as a interval. The interval is same for both the persons, but the ratio has been changed. Why the ratio has been changed? The reason is simple here. Even though the interval is same, ratio is being changed because initially their ages are different. The ratio would be keeping right, would keep on like changing from years to other years there. Yes or no? Means what does it mean here? Even though the interval is same, the ratio would be changed because the initial ages of two persons given is different from each other. This is the first point to be learnt before going for the questions based on or problems based on ages. Now, to make this concept understood, right, in a crystal clear way, let us continue this one with one small example here. All right, just go for this example. The present ages of A and B are in the ratio of 4:5, right? After 2 years, it would become 5:6. Then what is the present age of A? A most commonly asked question in various competitive exams, and moreover, it is the basic question to understand the concept of ages problems there. All right. So now, how to go for this one? Now, I have used the same figures you see. 4:5 I have taken from here, and after 2 years I have taken this 2 years, and 5:6 to make you understand the concept in continuation to this taken example, right? Now, how to go for this one mathematically? We can use algebra for this one. I'll give you fantastic shortcuts for this type of problems, but before that, learn the concept first. I'm using the algebra. What is that one? Present ages of A and B are in the ratio of 5:5. 4:5. Now I'm taking present age of or ages of A and B. Since this is in 4:5 ratio, I'm taking A's present age is 4x, B's present age is 5x. Because in a ratio, two terms are multiplied with the same number, the meaning of the ratio or the value of the ratio will not be changed. All right. So now A's age is 4x years, B's age is 5x years. I'm taking. After 2 years, what do you mean by after 2 years? After 2 years means for this 4x, 2 years should be added, 4x years. And again, for this 5x years also, 2 years added. Right? For both the persons, 2 years added. After 2 years, the ratio would become 5:6. Ratio is nothing but divided by. So 4x plus 2 divided by 5x plus 2 will become, what is that one? 5:6, 5/6. Now, I have simply converted the given verbal data with the help of the algebra to an equation here. After that, solving the equation is very simple. Then go and solve the equation. You will get x is equal to 2. How is that? This is 6 into 4, 24x. This is 24x plus 12 is equal to 25x plus 10. This is 1x is equal to, anyway, 2, that is right. X is equal to 2. Now, what is the present age of A means? Present age of A have taken 4x. Now, it should be present age of A is equal to 4 into 2. I can get 8 years. If at all they ask what is the present age of B, that should be 5 into 2 because x is equal to 2. That is 10 years. Yes or no? I got the same thing. 8 years and 10 years. Yes or no? This is the concept. This is the way to learn the concept with the help of the mathematics. But in the competitive exams, this much time may not be there for us to make an equation. Then after that, solving the equation. This type of questions can be done within 10 to 15 seconds using a simple shortcut. Anyway, I'll explain you the shortcut. But before going for the shortcut, you should understand this problem very clearly. See how I have done here. Present ages of A and B are in the ratio 4:5. Whatever the age may be, I don't know that one. Maybe 4 years or 5 years or 40 years or 50 years or whatever it may be. But the ratio is 4:5. After 2 years, the ratio becomes 5:6. Then what is the present age of A? This is the comprehensive and mathematical way of doing the things. Clearly, I got A's age is equal to 8 years. B's age is equal to 10 years. Now got the clarity? Now the same question can be done within seconds. How is that one? Just observe this one carefully. Now it can be done in a very simple way. Rather I can say the simplest way of doing the things. Right? What is the given thing here? The present ages of A and B are in the ratio 4:5. You take it as it is. Present age is in the ratio of 4:5. Right? After 2 years, it would become 5:6. Alright. No need to go for any X or Y. Simply try to find out the interval here. Right? What is the interval here? Actually, after 2 years, the difference is 2 years. First take the difference here. From here to here. In how many years it happened in this way? 2 years. Right? Now try to find out the interval there. The interval is nothing but C. From 4, the ratio, in the ratio, from 4 it has become 5. From 5 it has become 6. In both the cases, the difference is same. That is 1. Yes or no? Observe students carefully. I am explaining you the shortcut. Already we have learnt the basic concept of that. Right? Now 4 to 5 it has become. The first term in the ratio 4 has become 5. The second term in the ratio, that is 5, has become 6. Here the gap is 1 year. Right? Gap is 1. Rather than 1 year, you can take it as 1. In a span of 2 years. 2 years. Then the interval will become, always remember here, interval will become the years. That is the 2 in number. The 2 years divided by this gap 1. Nothing is there. Right? Now this is gap of the years divided by gap between the ratios here. Gap between the terms of the ratios. That is 2 by 1. Now the interval has become 2. Is right. Interval has become 2. Now the question here is what is the present age of A here? What is the present age of A here? Present age of A is nothing but the term, the first term that is representing like A's age. That is 4 into the interval 2. 4 into 2, 8 years. As simple as this one. Alright, suppose if they ask in this way, right? How is that one? Suppose if they ask what is the age of B? What is the present age of B? Present age of B means B, that is 5 into interval 2. 5 into 2, 10 years. As simple as this one. Got the clarity, right? How the shortcut is being used here. First, the ratio is 4:5. After 2 years, in a span of 2 years, gap is 2 years, it has become 5:6. First, keep the span here, gap separately. Then 4 and 5, difference is 1. 5 and 6, difference is 1. Right? Then this 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1 will become the interval for our shortcut. That is 2. Now 4 into 2, 8 years. 5 into 2, 10 years. Hope you must have got this one, right? But observe, to use this shortcut, always the difference should be same. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years or 3 years. In both the cases, the difference should be same. If the difference is different also, we can do the question in the same method. But after that, to go for that one, you need to make a small change. One more step is required for that type of questions. I'll tell you that step. But before that, try to understand this one. Hope you must have got this. Suppose you take in this way, right? For example, they have given present ages. We will continue with the same problem, right? Present ages of A and B are in the ratio of 4:5. After 4 years, 2 plus 2, right? After 4 years, the ratio has become 6:7, right? Now, what is the present age of A is the question, right? Now, how to take this one? 4:5 to it has become 6:7 in a span of how many years? That is 4 years. Now, my first job is to find out what is the interval. Interval is nothing but a gap. This is 4 divided by the difference between first and first term in the beginning, right? Present value of the first term and after 4 years, first term. Then present value of the second term in this ratio after 4 years, what is there? From 4 to 6, it is gap 2. 5 to 7, gap 2. The gap is same. For that reason, it should be 4 by 2. Now the interval will become same 2 years. Now got the clarity, right? Now this is gap divided by this one. Again, I'm telling you, I'm reiterating you. Here, the gap should be same. This is 2, this is 2. Only then this shortcut is worked out. If not, same shortcut can be worked out, but with a little modified way. I'll tell you that modification, how to go for that. Now here, it is 4 by 2, that is 2 years. What is the present age of A means? That should be 4 into 2, 8 years. What is the present age of B means? 5 into 2, that is 10 years. What would be the age of A after 4 years means? Obviously that should be 6 into 2, that is 12 years. After 4 years, what is the age of B means? That should be 7 into 2, that is 14 years. 12 and 14, this one. 12 and 14. Hope you must have got the point here. This is the way, students, to go for the questions. Try to understand this one in a very proper way. Let us continue with this type of example only. After that, I'll change that one where the gap is like something different. Here it is 1, right? Again it is 1, it is 2, and it is 2. I went with that. If the gap is different, how to go for that one? I'll explain you very clearly, but before that, you please try to understand the complete concept of this one. Now, let's move on to next example. Now, you please start the question. All right. First, read it properly. The present ages of A and B are in the ratio 6:7. After 10 years, it would become 8:9. Then what is the present age of A? Right. Now, you should do this question very quick. You please try this one with the conventional method as well as the shortcut, right? From next question onwards, we won't go for the conventional method. We will continue with the shortcut. You please start with the conventional method. What's the conventional way? Now you see here present ages of A and B are in the ratio 6:7. So I'm taking A's age as 6x, B's age as 6:7, right? 7x. Now after 10 years means 6x plus 10 divided by 7x plus 10. It will become, what is the ratio now? 8:9. Now simply that should be 9 6 54x plus 90 is equal to 56x plus 80. Now 2x is equal to 10, x is equal to 5. Now present age of A is equal to 6 into 5, 30. Suppose present age of B is 7 into 5, 35. Hope you must have understood this one, right? Now let us do the same problem, right, with the shortcut method. Now focus on this one. What is the shortcut here? Present ages of A and B are in the ratio 6:7. All right. Then after that, after 10 years, the age gap, not age gap actually, years, the gap is 10 years. After 10 years, it has become 8:9. Have to apply the shortcut. I need to find out the interval. Interval is equal to this gap, right? Gap in terms of years, right? Gap in terms of years divided by difference in the terms of respective ratio. Terms of respective ratio, right? What is that one? Here, this term is 6. 6 has become 8. The difference is 2. Here, 7 has become 9. The difference is 2. Now, in both the cases, difference is same. For that reason, interval should be 10 by 2. So that is 5. Got the clarity? Now here, I am substituting the values here. The age of A, present age. This is present and this is after 10 years, right? Present age of A is ratio 6 into the interval is 5. 6 into 5, that is 30. If they want us to find out what is the age of B at present, B will be 7 into 5. Now that will become 35. This is as simple as this one. Got the clarity, right? Next time onwards, we can use this shortcut. Got the idea? Right. Let's do one more problem based on the same thing. Now we will do this question directly with the shortcut, right? Now here, simple way, that is age of A is in the ratio of 3, A and B are in the ratio of 3:4, right? Gap. What is the gap they have given in terms of years? After 20 years, this is 20 years, right? It has become 7:8. Now try to find out the interval. Interval is equal to 20 divided by 3 plus 4, 7 it is. Now this is 4 plus 4. Both the cases that is same. So 20 by 4. Now interval is 5. Now A's present age is equal to, this is percentage. A's percentage is equal to 3 into 5, 15. Then B's percentage, if at all they ask, that should be 4 into 5, that is 20. What is A's age after 20 years? Obviously that should be the 7 into 5, that is 35. 35 is nothing but 15 plus 20. Hope you must have got the concept of this one. Alright, now this is the basic concept about the ages problem. Then we will do many problems based on this one. One by one we are going to do with more complicated questions, right? Now move on to the next question. Now observe this question also, students. Here it is given the present ages of A and B are in the ratio 5:8. After 8 years, it would become 2:3. Then what is the present ages of A and B respectively, they are asking, right? Now it is A and B. It should be B anyway. So A and B respectively is the question, right? Now how to go for this one? First let us do this question in the conventional way, then we will go for the shortcut. What is the conventional way here? Simple one, right? You need to do it very quick. A's percentage I am taking 5x and B's present age as 8x, right? Now simply 5x plus after how many years? 8 divided by, next one is 8x plus 8, that should become 2 by 3. Just solve this one, that is 15x plus 24 is equal to 16x plus how much is it? 16. All right, now clearly you can say x is equal to 8. Over. Now what is the present age of A means? That should be 5 into 8. It will become 40. Then what is the present age of B is 8 into, this is 8, that is 64. All right. Now here anyway, so 40 and 64 are the respective ages of A and B. Now the same question can be done with the simple shortcut what we have been doing there, right? So what is that shortcut? You see, first here A's and B's age is 5:8. Apply the same shortcut here. After 8 years, it has become 2:3. What is the shortcut here? We need to take the gap in terms of years. That is given 8 years. Up to that extent, it is okay. But students, observe here, the difference between 5 and 2, this is 3. Here the difference between 8 and 3, it is 5. Alright, when the difference is not same, we cannot apply the same shortcut. What is that shortcut? This gap divided by the difference here, right? If it is 3, again it is 3, I could have gone the interval as 8 by 3. Or if it is 2 and it is 2, I could have gone like 8 by 2. But here the difference is, the differences are different from each other. Then how to go for this? For this one, you need to equalize this to get the same difference. You need to equalize this and this to get the same difference. How to go for the same difference? Simple way, you see. 5 is to 8. Then this is 2 is to 3. How to make the same difference between first and first term, second and second term? This has been discussed in our Vedic mathematics long back, right? Thousands of years ago. Simple way. First you take the difference between these two. 2 and 3. Difference is 1. Here, take the difference between these two. 8 and 5. The difference is 3. Simple way. Multiply these two terms with 1. The difference of these two. Multiply these two terms with this one, then multiply these two terms with this one. All right, try to understand it carefully. The difference between these two is 1. Difference between these two is 3. Now multiply these two terms with this 3. Again multiply these two terms with this 1. Then obviously we will get a difference as same. How is that when you see I am multiplying 5 is to 8 with 1, that will be remaining same, 5 is to 8. Now I should multiply 2 is to 3, both the terms with the same number, that is the difference of these two, that is 3. So 3 into 2, that is 6, is to 3 into 3, this is 9. Now the gap here is overall 8 years. Alright, now the difference between 5 and 6 is 1. Difference between 8 and 9 is 1. Now it has come to the form of our shortcut. Now what is the interval? Interval is equal to total gap 8 years divided by the respective difference here. That is 1. Now I can say here it should be equal to 8 by 1. It should be 8. Now the gap is now the interval is 8 years. Alright, interval is 8 years means what is the percentage of A means that should be 5 into 8, that is 40. What is the present age of B is 8 into 8, that is 64. So this is the way to go for the questions. Now I hope you must have understood this one. Alright, here what we have done, we just have made the difference same. To make the difference same, you have to multiply that one with the what do you call this one, swapping, that is you have to exchange the difference for multiplication. So easily you can get that one. This is how we need to go for the questions where the difference is different. Hope you must have got the idea, right? Now we will do one more question based on this and move on to the next model in this one. Take up the next example. Now see this question. Even this question also can be done very easily with the shortcut. We will go with the shortcut here. Present ages of A and B are in the ratio 3 is to 8. Make it quick now, right? Now A is to B, 3 is to 8. After 10 years, it would become 1 is to 2. Now it is 1 is to 2, right? Here the gap is 10 years, right? Now here you see 3 and 1, difference is 2. 8 and 2, then the difference is 6. We cannot equalize it. For that reason, take the difference between these two, that is 1. And take the difference between these two, 8, 3, difference is 5. Now multiply these two terms 1 and 2 with this difference 5 and multiply 3 and 8 with the difference between 1 and 2, that is 1. So if you multiply in this way, 1 into 3 is to 8, that is again 3 is to 8. But 5 into 1, it should be 5 into 2, that is 10. Now the gap you see, 3 and 5, gap is 2. 8 and 10, gap is 2. Now the difference is 10 years. What is the interval here? Interval is equal to 10 by 2. Now it will become 2 5s. It is 5. This is 5. Alright. Now what is the present age of A? A's present age is 3 into 5. That is 15. Then B's present age is 8 into 5. It should be 40 is the right answer. See, How simply we have done this one. Yes or no? Right. So always students use this type of techniques along with means using in the sense in the examination you have to go for for the solution with this type of methods. This method is for the examiner, right? And the concept is for you. First you understand the concept, the comprehensive method. After that go for the shortcut, because always remember shortcuts are developed only based on the basic methods. So without understanding basics properly, don't go for any shortcuts. All right. Now move on to the next model. Now let's start another question from different model, right? What's the question here? Vinay is 5 times as old as his son at present. After 7 years, he will be thrice as old as his son would be. What is the percentage of Vinay? Right? Try to understand the question in a proper way. I'm going to explain this question with the help of the conventional as well as with the help of the shortcut we have been using so far. Right? What's the conventional method here? First, try to understand the question. The conventional way should be like this. Now I'm taking Vinay is 5 times as old as his son at present. So I'm taking age of Vinay as 5x years, and Vinay's son's age will be x years. Only then I can say Vinay is 5 times as old as his son. Now the equation, how to make the equation? After 7 years he will become thrice as old as his son would be. Means what does it mean? Now his present age is 5x. After 7 years plus 7, he will become 3 times as old as his son after 7 years. His son's present age is x years. After 7 years, x plus 7, right? Now father means Vinay, present age is 5x. After 7 years, 5x plus 7 is equal to his age. After 7 years would be 3 times of his son after 7 years, right? This is the way to convert a verbal statement to mathematical equation, right? So this should be done. You should have perfection in this. You should have mastery over this one. Simple algebra I'm using. 5x plus 7 is equal to 3 into x plus 7. So clearly after expansion, 5x plus 7 would be equalized to 3x plus 21. Now clearly 2x is equal to 21 minus 7, 14. X is equal to 7. Now Vinay's age, present age will be 5 into this is 7, which should become 35 years. Of course, his son's present age would be 7 years. Got the idea? All right. Now, the same question can be done very easily with the help of the shortcut. But students, before going for the shortcut, you should understand this method properly. How to convert one normal statement, verbal statement to a mathematical equation there, right? Very clearly, father age, Vinay's age is 5x. After 7 years, 5x plus 7 will be 3 times his son's age after 7 years, x plus 7. X is equal to 7. I found out Vinay's age as well as his son's age. The same thing can be done with the shortcut we have been following. What is this one? At present, Vinay is 5 times as old as his son is. Means what does it mean? Vinay's and his son's age is in the ratio of 5:1. Yes or no? Then after 7 years, the gap is 7 years. This is a good one, you see. After 7 years, he will become thrice as old as his son would be. In that case, 3:1. Now we will do the same thing. I'll attempt to go for the finding of what is that interval. How to find out the interval? Now here the difference between 5 and 3 is 2. Difference between 1 and 1 is 0. Not equal. So try to go for the equalization of the difference. How to go for this? What is the difference between 3 and 1? 2. 5 and 1 is 4. Now 3 and 1 must be multiplied with 4. 5 and 1 must be multiplied with 2, so that the difference would become the same. Now I'm multiplying here. 2 into 5, that is 10, is to 2 into 1, that is 2. Here it is 4 into 3, 12 is to, that is 4 in a span of 7 years. Alright, now what happened here? You see the gap here, this is 2. Here the difference is 2. Now very clearly the interval will become how much? 7 by 2. But observe students, for the first time we have come across one odd number. Deliberately I have taken these figures to make you understand what if odd number comes. Now the interval is 7 by 2. Now what is the final conclusion? Vinay's present age is 5 into the interval. What is that one? 5 into 7 by 2. What do you mean by 5 into 7 by 2? That should be 35 by 2. But this is not completed. Why is it not completed? Because it is an odd number. In comparison with present age of son is, what is that one? It is 1. 1 into 7 by 2. That will become 7 by 2. Right? Now we can conclude that this 2 can be taken out. Why 2 can be taken out? 35 by 2 is to 7 by 2 is nothing but, if you want to make it as a proper fraction, 30, you take the LCM. LCM is anyway 2. 35 by 2 into 2, 7 by 2 into 2. We have done this one in ratio proportion lesson number 1. You please refer that one. Now I can say that this is 35 and son's age is 7 years. Always follow this one when you are using shortcut when the gap is an odd number. Hope you must have understood this one, right? While using shortcuts, some exception should be there. Of course, here, this is not an exception. This is simply mathematical method. Alright, so in mathematics, if you get this is 35 by 2 and it is 7 by 2. I want to make it as 35 and 35 is Vinay's age. 7 is father's age. Previously, we have not done that one. We have not done that one because we got the interval in numbers only, right? Not in fractions. Directly we multiplied that one. All right. Now here when it is fraction, you need to do this additional step. 35 by 2 is to 7 by 2. That is 35 and 7. Hope you must have got that one, right? This is the way students to go for this type of questions. All right. Now move on to the next question. Now observe this question. This question is also almost the same model, right? How to go for this one? 4 years ago, ratio between ages of Kiran and Ramesh 5 is to 3, right? It was 4 years ago. Then the ratio between their present ages is 11 is to 7. Then what will be Ramesh's age 3 years hence? All right. First find out what is the present age of Ramesh. 3 years hence we can add 3 years to that one. What is the conventional method for this one? Present ages of Kiran and Ramesh. I am taking as one Kiran is 11x and Ramesh is 7x, right? 4 years ago means what does it mean? 11x minus 4 divided by 7x minus 4 should be equal to, it was then 5 is to 3. Then solve the equation, that is 33x minus this is 12 is equal to 35x minus 20. All right. So now very clearly it should be 2x is equal to, that is 8. Then x is equal to 4. All right. Now x is equal to 4. If you go for this one, simply what is Kiran's age and Ramesh's age? Ramesh's age they are asking, so it should be 7 into 4. That is 28. All right. Then after that, what is Ramesh's age 3 years hence after 3 years. So 28 plus 3, my answer is going to be 31. Got it? As simple as this one. The same thing can be done with the shortcut we have learnt. Just apply the shortcut also. While going for the shortcut for this one, you need to do a little change. I'll tell you the change. Remember that one. But what is that shortcut here? 4 years ago, the ratio was 5 is to 3. Right. Then ratio between their present ages is 11 is to 7. Taken this way. Nowadays 11 is to 7. 4 years ago. Right. The gap is 4 here. 4 years ago, it was 5 is to 3. Okay, now how to go for this? Here the gap is 4, right? How to find out the interval? Here the difference is 5 and 11, 3 and 7. The difference is different here. For that reason, you take the gap here. 11 and 7 gap is 4, 5 and 3 gap is 2. Multiply this 5 and 3 with this 4 and that should be 20 is to 12. And multiply 11 is to 7 with this one, right? That should be 2 into 11, 22 is to 2 into 7, 14. All right. Now here it is 4. What is the interval here? You know the shortcut interval is 4 divided by this one, 20, 22, 12, 14. That is 2. Now this is 2. All right. But remember students, a small change you have to do in the shortcut. What is that? This is the present and this is the previous one. All right. Previously we used to multiply this interval with the present one, right? Only change when it is minus. When it is minus, you take this one as base. The final values would become these two. Remember this change, right? If this is the case, 22 and 14 will become present. It doesn't make any difference, right? So now here 22, 14, they are asking what will be the Ramesh age after 3 years, 3 years hence. Ramesh is at present is 14 into 2. That should be 28. All right. Then after 3 years, it should be 28 plus 3. It will become 31. Got the idea, right? In the shortcuts, we need to go with some exceptions. This is the comprehensive way and this is the shortcut, right? You learn both and always try to go with the shortcuts in the examination after having sufficient base. Now, let us apply the same thing for another question so that if any doubt is there, that will be immediately dispelled. Same type of question, we will apply both the methods there. Just observe this question also students. This is an extension of the previous question. I even kept the names also same, only the ratio is changed. 4 years ago, the ratio between the ages of Kiran and Ramesh was 13 is to 18 respectively. Now, the ratio between their present ages is 3 is to 4. What will be Ramesh's age? 3 years, hence is the given one, right? Now, you try this question on your own in both the methods. One is conventional, other one is shortcut. Just make it quick now. What's the conventional way? Now you see, present age is 3 is to 4. I'm taking Ramesh and Kiran. Kiran's age, I'm taking 3x. And Ramesh is, I'm taking the present age 4x, right? 4 years ago, 4 years ago means 3x minus 4 divided by 4x minus 4. It was 13 is to 13, right? 18. Now how it would be? Simply this is 13 4s are 52. 52x minus 52 is equal to 70. This one 18 3s are 18 3s are 54. 54x minus 18 4s are 72. All right. Now clearly it should be 52. You just take this one, you take it this side. So it should be 2x is equal to 20 and x is equal to 10. Got it? Now you need to take this 10 here. This is the conventional way. Now here x is equal to 10. Then Kiran age 3 into 10, 30 years, present age. And Ramesh is 4 into 10, that is 40 years. After 3 years, Ramesh age will be 43 years. Got it? Right. Now, again, apply the same shortcut for this question. While applying the shortcut, I have given you one blind rule. Remember that one. What is that one? First, present age 3 is to 4. Right? Then 4 years ago, it was 13 is to 18. All right. If you go for the gap, what is the gap here? It is 10 and it is 4 means that should be 14. Now, there is no matching. Now, this gap should be the same for that reason. Now, take the difference here. It is 1. Take the difference here. It is 5. Now, simply here, this one, the present and the previous one. The previous one is you need to multiply these two terms with 1, that is 13 is to 18. Now this 3 and 5 into 3, this is 15 is to 5 into 4, that is 20. Now it has become, this gap here, it is 2, and here also 2. Now very clearly here it is 4. Now the interval will become 4 by 2. That interval will become 2 here. Alright. Now this 2, you take this 2. This 2 should be taken for these values 15 is to 20. This is a slight difference when this is in the minus the previous years, right? If I take up here, it should be now age of Kiran is to Ramesh, this is 15 is to 20. Now this is 20, Ramesh is, I am calculating percentage 20 into the interval 2, that is 40. If I want to go for Kiran's, that should be 15 into 2, that is 30. Observe this one, same values 30, 40, here also 30, 40. And what is the age of whom they have asked upon? Ramesh. Ramesh, after 3 years, 40 plus 3, that should be 43. Got the idea, right? Here, when it is plus, means after 5 years or after 6 years, as it is, you use the shortcut. But when it is given before that, always consider this one. After the equalization of the differences, you take this one as base. Alright, how did we do in the previous question? We have done in the same way here. Hope you must have understood this one, right? This is other type here. Now move on to the next model in ages. Now let us start this question. See here, it's a little different one. Everything is same, a little different. Here, Ramya's mother was 4 times Ramya's age 10 years ago. Alright. She will be twice as old as Ramya 10 years hence, 10 years from now. What is the present age of Ramya's mother? You can very easily do this question, and for that matter I can tell you, even without writing also we can do that one if you perfectly follow the shortcut. Before going for the shortcut, what is the conventional method here? 10 years ago, Ramya's mother was 4 times Ramya's age. Let us start the question from there only. 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I am taking Ramya's mother's age was 4x. Then obviously, Ramya's age will be x because 4 times it should be there. Alright. Then next they have given 10 years hence. This is present, right? 10 years ago. What do you mean by 10 years hence? 10 plus this 10. 10 years later. 10 years hence. Right? This 10 years plus this 10 years. So 10 years hence, Ramya's mother will be twice as old as Ramya. Actually, 10 years after, then what would be the age of Ramya's mother? You take that one. 10 years ago, it was 4 years, or this one 4x. At present, obviously, it should be 4x plus 10, Ramya's mother. Then later, after 10 years, it will become 4x plus 20. Yes or no? Right? So, at present, 4x plus 10. 10 years later, 4x plus 20. This 10 years and this 10 years. Then Ramya also, at present x plus 10. Then 10 years later, it should be x plus 20. What is the equation now? 10 years later, from today, Ramya's mother will become twice as old as Ramya's age then. After 10 years. Means what does it mean? 4x plus 20. Ramya's mother after 10 years is equal to 2 times Ramya after 10 years. This one. Alright, now very clearly 4x plus 20, you just expand this one, is equal to 2x plus 40. Now 2x is equal to 20. 2x is equal to 20. Now here x is equal to 10. Now Ramya's mother's present age. Present age means this one, this one. What is the present age? 4x plus, this is plus 4x plus 10. Right? It was 10 years ago and it is at present and it is 10 years later. Now what is her mother's age at present? 4 into 10 plus 10. Now it should be 40 plus 10. Her mother's age at present is 50. Hope you must have understood this one, right? Now the same question we will do with the shortcut. This is algebra. With the help of algebra, we will do like this. This is also very important, students, I am telling you, because framing the equation is very important in mathematics. We have framed the equation very simply. 10 years ago, Ramya's mother was 4x. At present, 4x plus 10. 10 years later, again 10 years, that is 4x plus 20. Similarly, Ramya. Then the equation 10 years later, Ramya's mother 4x plus 20 is equal to 2 times Ramya x plus 20. I got x is equal to 10. Ramya's mother's present age is equal to 50. This one 40 plus 10. I'll get 50. Got it? Now, how to go for this one with the shortcut? What is the shortcut now? I am taking 10 years ago. We will keep in this way. This is at present. This is 10 years ago. This is, we will write like this. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Right. And this is 10 years later. Alright. So 10 years ago, it was Ramya's mother was 4 times as old as that of Ramya. Means what does it mean? I am taking Ramya's mother is to Ramya. That should be 4 is to 1. I don't know the present ratio. Keep it aside. 10 years later, that is twice. 2 is to 1. How to go for this? Now here, this 10 years and this 10 years, the overall gap in terms of time is 20 years now. Yes or no? Now 20 years, this is 4, 2, gap is 2. 1, 1, gap is 0. I cannot go straight away. Now go with the extension of the shortcut. What is that one? 2 and 1, the gap is 1. 4 and 1, the gap is 3. Right? Now multiply this 1 or multiply 4 and 1 with this one. That will remain same. 4 is to 1. And 3 here. So you should multiply 2 and 1 with 3. That is 6 is to 3. Now see the gap here. From here to here it is 2. From here to here it is 2. And overall this is 20 years. Now what should be the interval here? The interval will be here 20 by 2. That will become 10. Over. Now what is the present age of Ramya's mother? Alright, I can go like this. 10 years ago, Ramya's mother's age was 4 into 10, 40. Obviously, 10 years later, that should be 40 plus 10. That will become 50. Got the clarity? Right. This is how you need to go for the questions. Right. Now, I have discussed very basic level questions. I can say these are the basic questions to understand the concept of ages here. Alright, now we have attempted with some basic questions, and in the next lesson, I'm going to take up some little moderate and advanced questions.